We have a massive Miami Heat trade update to discuss, as this team has been named a favorite for one of the most intriguing offensive talents in the entire NBA. And as Pat Riley discussed, moves are coming for this Miami Heat team in the offseason. We shouldn't expect the same roster to be around going into next year, but there are some serious concerns. Some Miami Heat fans have very much expressed their frustration with all the reports that have just dropped regarding Austin Reaves. So we're going to break down what these reports are regarding Austin Reaves, how the Miami Heat are linked, and frankly, how this would impact the Miami Heat going forward into this upcoming offseason leading into next year, because there are a lot of holes on this team, and a lot of people are back and forth in regards to how Austin Reaves will fix that situation. So lots of stuff to break down in this video. Before we dive into that, folks, again, if you're part of the over 67% of our viewers that haven't hit the subscribe button just yet, and you want to stay up to date with everything going on with the Miami Heat moving forward into this offseason that frankly is an inflection point in the franchise, it really feels like, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, because there are so many reports dropping regarding the Heat team that we want to make sure you're stayed up to date on. But let's dive into it, because frankly, there's a lot of stuff to discuss. As news dropped essentially from Bill Simmons, there's been some rumors, some buzz regarding this from other outlets, but Simmons came out and said, when Reaves gets traded this summer, and he will get traded, the stuff the Lakers get back for him is going to make it seem worse that they didn't get him in the trade regarding the Dallas Mavericks. So this is a little off-the-cuff comment there from Bill Simmons in regards to discourse out there from the Dallas Mavericks. Of course, the Mavericks discussions and chatter has completely flipped on its head after they got the number one overall selection, the number one overall pick in Cooper Flagg. But basically, this really sparked up some discussion, sparked up some stuff in regards to Austin Reaves getting dealt, because Bill's a pretty locked in and insider guy, and him saying that Reaves will get traded in the offseason, of course, to get a big man is something we've known regarding this LA Lakers team trying to make one of those deals happen. Whatever. How does this impact the Miami Heat? Well, the Miami Heat are a team that's, of course, looking to make moves themselves, right? Pat Riley said it himself. I think we do have to make changes. There's no doubt there's going to be some change. Houston's covered this on the channel. We know. Pat Riley has directly addressed how moves are incoming for the Miami Heat this season. And there have been a lot of names linked. Some big names, some smaller names to the Miami Heat squad. But Austin Reaves is now getting some steam as a Miami Heat guy, as essentially news came out that the Knicks, Heat, and Clippers are among the favorites to land Austin Reaves this offseason. So basically tied for the top. The Miami Heat are essentially the favorites, doesn't matter how they're listed there, in terms of landing Austin Reaves via trade this offseason. So what's going on here? How does this make sense? How does he fit with this squad? Well, firstly, taking a look at Austin Reaves, the basketball player, because he's a guy that averaged 20 points per game, 4.5 rebounds, and 5.6 assists this most recent season. And he shot 38% from the three-point line, shot 45% out there on corner threes, and he is just 26 years old. You look at him and you say, hey, this is a guy that can facilitate, he can play make, he can create shots, he can knock down threes. He is a piece that any team in the NBA would certainly be interested in. And, we insert Austin Reaves out there into the Miami Heat just as is, as it's kind of constructed. Sure, he'd be a cool piece to have on this roster. But you look at the overall construction of this, Miami Heat team, and it's like, okay, does Austin Reaves, his level of player, his style of play, is he what we are really that intrigued by for the Miami Heat here now at this point? I've seen a lot of people make the argument, hey, the defense is good on the Miami Heat. You have Bam Adebayo, you have Andrew Wiggins, you have Davion Mitchell, who is just a really nice pickup out there for this team. You have Khalil Ware moving forward into the future for the squad. There's a lot of guys that can play defense on the squad. So, of course, Tyler Hero brings the intensity, is, not going to be the most elite defender in the NBA by any stretch of the imagination, but a guy that I think gets slighted a little bit too much in terms of the effort he puts in on that end of the floor. And Austin Reaves is kind of in that same vein of player, right? He plays intense. He doesn't, just get cooked every single time, but is it going to be, your top tier defensive stopper out there on your team? So that's something you have to factor in. But him and Tyler Hero, a lot, you look at that, it's like, hey, this might be very, very redundant in terms of skill sets, because Tyler Hero was an all-star this season. I know, it's disenchanted some people with the, the postseason stuff or all that. I get it. I get everything out there along those lines. But Austin Reaves would be an interesting piece to insert. The Miami Heat need talent. They need talented players here now at this point. And you lose Jimmy Butler in a wing that, of course, could really tear things up. You'd hope Terry Rozier, Duncan Robinson would find out, be able to take those steps in those directions. Depending on the trade package, Austin Reaves would be a very, very intriguing piece for the Heat to come back. So don't get me wrong. While I don't think the fit is perfect, I wouldn't mind Austin Reaves getting traded to the Miami Heat and stuff out there along those lines. However, this is where things get messy because the trade packages that are kind of out there being thrown around for Austin Reaves, that's where things go off the deep end a little bit in terms of, getting on Reaves. Because we saw his stats. He's a good player. And for certain teams, they'll definitely command a high price for Reaves in one of these trade packages. But one of the names that's consistently getting thrown out there, especially in the Lakers side of things, is Bam Adebayo, who, I get it. Some people are disenchanted with the season he had this year, 18 points per game, 10 rebounds, 4.3 assists. People were hoping he'd take that leap as that star for the Miami, that real just 1A, hey, I run the show, I command this team. And, his season wasn't bad by any stretch of the imagination, 18-10, you're going to live with that. But a lot of people were hoping for some major, major steps up in terms of development, in terms of everything on that side. So even though some Heat fans are disenchanted, a Bam Adebayo package in terms of switch it straight up for Austin Reaves is not something, especially in terms of fit wise, in terms of just making sense of the squad, unless you have a deal for Tyler Hero that gets you another elite big man, is not something that's intriguing. And this is one trade that's getting floated around a ton in these rumors, in these circulations. It's basically the Miami Heat getting back Austin Reaves, Jared Vanderbilt, Gabe Vincent, so a little return for Gabe Vincent into the mix, Dalton Connect, as well as number one pick in 2031, and in return, the LA Lakers get their center in Bam Adebayo. And frankly, the Miami Heat do not need more just solid players out there on the roster. They don't need a 4-for-1 trade for one of their best pieces, right? There's so many guys that are capable rotation dudes out here on this Miami Heat squad. You have Tyler Hero, Andrew Wiggins, Terry Rozier in theory, if he's healthy, right? It's been a disaster of a trade now at this point. You have Duncan Robinson, Kyle Anderson, Davion Mitchell. You have Kel'el Ware that needs to be developed. Jaime Jaquez. You have so many guys. Nikola Jovic. You have so many players on this roster that are hey, they could play. There's some depth out here on the squad. So getting 4 or 5 guys and a pick in 2031, that is not the type of package you're looking for in a Bam Adebayo deal. You're selling low on Bam, who we've seen play so much better, have so much more trade value if you're looking at it in that sense, but more value to the Miami Heat, especially at that big man position. So a package like this, centered around Bam Adebayo is not something that I'd be that intrigued by if I'm, Pat Riley out there making these trade negotiations, making these deals go down here now at this point. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any, directional sense to the Miami Heat. So, if you can get Austin Reaves and go in a different direction. I know Kel'el Ware is a guy that a lot of people are high on and stuff in the Lakers want a center, so the Bam or Ware are probably the two names that are going to get thrown out there in these discussions, this discourse. But maybe a weird 3-team package where things make a bit more sense. But I don't know. It's not something that I'm that over the moon about in terms of making one of these deals happen. So let me know what you guys think about all this in the comment section down below. Do you want to see Austin Reaves get traded to the Miami Heat? Let me know in the comment section. You guys best think as far. Subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Anyways, I'm signing out. Cheers.